The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Exist Stretch. Stop by for your free consultation and 30-minute introductory stretch today.
And good morning on this Wednesday. Welcome in to the Real Monica Adams Show, and we are live from our Exist Stretch studios. Again, so thrilled to have each and every sponsor with us, and especially thank you to Exist Stretch for taking over as our title sponsor. That means we believe in each other, right? The trust factor. And that's what it's all about, putting your trust in someone that you know can heal you. And that's what they're doing right there at Exist Stretch. So a couple of locations, one of those in the St. Louis Hills area, located at 5605 Hampton Avenue, and they've been open for almost 5 months now, so I hope you've been in. If not, you can also go inside of Exist Fitness, which is in Arnold, a beautiful gym, by the way. I hadn't been in a while, and I was blown away when I went to get stretched last Friday by Trisha. So yes, Exist Fitness, they're incredible. So if you're looking for a great neighborhood gym that's really leveled up, you might want to stop in there because they have a whole wellness area where they have hydro massage beds, they have red light therapy. Not only do they have tanning, but they have spray tanning as well. And then, of course, everything you want inside of a gym. But inside of that, tucked in, is Exist Stretch, which I think is amazing. So one in Jefferson County for those South County people, as well as those that are in the St. Louis City area, maybe coming over from Illinois. If you're in St. Charles County, pick one that makes the most sense for you. More importantly, get in there for that first stretch because it is absolutely free. What do you have to lose? Today, we're going to talk about pain and trauma, and I truly believe that all of you are going to say, I've been impacted by that. Because look, when it happens physically, maybe you were in a car accident like I was, and we're going to talk about that story coming up a little bit later this morning. Maybe you were in a fall. The body never feels like it's the same, right? But that pain and the trauma that we feel on the physical side also affects us right here mentally. You have mental anguish, and then it also has a tendency to really mess with you spiritually. You start to question things like, why did I have to go through this? So we're going to do that whole triangle of life theory that I have, which is the mental off, then everything else is. The physical's off, you get it, right? Physical, mental, spiritual, we balance them all. 33.33%, 100% then. We're walking around balance. But many times, one part of that triangle is off, and it throws our whole day, weeks, months, maybe even years off. So today, we're going to talk about how the impact of assisted stretching can get us back to that balance. Trisha Rhodes will be joining us coming up after we do a little news you can use. So one fell swoop, good morning to all of you as you're signing on this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. If not, I hope we can turn that around for you. I can tell you weather-wise, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. We're not talking about rain finally. You had some rain last night, not as bad as it was the other day, but today, no mention of it at all. 66 and partly sunny skies. Tomorrow, there is a slight chance of an evening shower with a high of 67. We get into the weekend. Friday kicks things off 62. We get to Saturday 63. Sunday beautiful 72. By the way, Saturday is the Kentucky Derby. You all have plans? I told you I'm waiting for my big hat. Diane Isbell with Hats by Diane is surprising me. I cannot wait to see her design. So if you're going to a Derby party, it looks really pretty. Monday 75, and we get back into some very slight chances of rain next week. 75 Monday, 77 on Tuesday, Wednesday 77 as well, Thursday 72, and by the time we get to next Friday, it will be 71. So, of course, we were talking about the storms the other day, and now they're talking about 3 confirmed tornadoes that had touched down on the Illinois side. We had a lot of debris. I saw a lot of people cleaning up from it. So what are the do's and don'ts when it comes to you filing a claim for the storm damage? Let's run through that for you because I know a lot of you may be calling your insurance companies and saying, what can I do? What can't I do? If you have damage from the storm, the Missouri Department of Commerce and Insurance is offering some guidance to you to help file successful insurance claims. They also want consumers to know that it can help resolve claim disputes after recovering a record $46 million for consumers back in 2025. So your first do, document the damage with photos and video. I hope you did that. Make temporary repairs to prevent further damage, like boarding up the broken windows. You tarp the roofs to keep more of the rain out. Make sure you're also getting the receipts so your insurance company can reimburse you. But avoid a common don't. Removing evidence of the damage before your insurance claims adjuster ever sees it. The common mistakes are going out there and repairing everything, getting rid of everything. And then, of course, the insurance company's like, well, I need something to see from that. Another common don't, not knowing what your policy covers and what it doesn't. So be checking into that to maybe be organized and do that before the next round of storms comes into our area. Did you see some of the video? I don't have the video for you, but we do have some pictures. Pretty shocking when they had the opening weekend for Six Flags. And because of the chaos that they saw, they are now implementing a chaperone policy after fights. We're talking about hundreds of people that were out there, as many as 100 at least, where a brawl broke out. There were fights. There were even reports of gunshots. Yes, folks, the chaperone now must present a valid government-issued photo ID with the date of birth at the ticket entry. One chaperone may accompany no more than 6 guests, 16 years or younger per day. Guests that are 16 years or younger without a chaperone inside the park will be removed. The chaperone in charge of supervising a group must be in the park for the whole duration and be available by phone. Those 17 or older may be required to present their government-issued photo ID with their date of birth, and if guests are not able to provide that, they may be denied entry to the park. This is what we've come to, folks. It's very disheartening to me to think about something that we've all enjoyed so much as kids, and then we turn around and we get to be adults, and we take our nieces, our nephews, our children, and grandchildren, and now you're sitting there scratching your head thinking, can I go safely? Yes, this is why we do some of these stories and we come out of it, and I'm just going to ask you, what else can be done except for the chaperone? I think this is the smartest thing. Not sure how long they're going to have to implement that, but they are at least as you head into this weekend. All right, let's get into some business news. For those in the Hazelwood area, this is pretty exciting. Pivot Bio expanding into Hazelwood, investing $7 million into your community. That, of course, creates some new jobs. They announced this yesterday. The company plans to relocate the manufacturing and innovation center to the St. Louis area to pair with its research and development hub in Creve Coeur. Pretty exciting. Also, some business news, and this time not good for Dollar General. Missouri is suing the company over pricing discrepancies, and a trial is set for this summer. The lawsuit filed in 2023 by former Attorney General Andrew Bailey alleges deceptive pricing practices at Dollar General stores across Missouri. With the current Attorney General now leading the office, the case is set for trial in late July 2026. Evidently, depending on where you were and which Dollar General, they are accused of charging customers more at the register than the price listed on the store shelves. More than half of the stores failed inspection, according to the lawsuit as well. So again, that's coming up in the summer. We'll follow that and update you as we know more information. Well, let's get into some news about Aldi's. A lot of you like to go to Aldi's, get that quarter, put it in as you go in with your cart, get that quarter back afterwards. Well, guess what they're doing? They're removing some things, and this is actually good news, removing 44 ingredients from their products by the end of next year. The list includes several additives, including preservatives, sweeteners, flavors. A decade ago, Aldi removed certified synthetic colors from its products. The new announcement will bring the total number of ingredients banned from Aldi products to 57. I love the move that they're making to be healthier and healthier. Well, I'm not sure if you saw this video. It went viral on social media. It was a very popular event, and a man was hospitalized. Now, there are reports from different family members as to the severity of his injuries. So this is at a popular ski resort where a man was hospitalized after a frightening accident in Alaska. Loved ones say the 29-year-old was hospitalized with injuries sustained while participating in this past weekend's pond skim event in the Alaska Airlines Slush Cup. His family says a medical team is working to determine his prognosis following a very frightening ordeal. They had some video that was captured, and one of the TV stations paused it because it's kind of hard to watch. And then you can just see closely that there were authorities that were working with him. As I mentioned, depending on which family members you talk to, one said that he was in a medically induced coma and that would probably be paralyzed. That was his mother. However, other family members said that it's still unknown, that he's tough, he's a strong individual, and that his will could change everything. I'm going to tell you right now, that's very, very true. So never count someone out. I wish him the best and the family as well. You never know. This is, of course, why some people say, don't get involved in those crazy stunts. I am a thrill junkie. I would be out there with them as well. And I know family members would probably be standing by saying, don't do it. They're always so fearful of something happening. But I don't know. I can't sit on the sidelines. What about you? Are you a thrill junkie? Would you get out there and do the skiing, do the jumping out of airplanes, all those things, bungee jumping? I've done all those things. I love them, and I know we risk injuries like that. But again, I bet you if you talk to him, he would probably say, "Nope, I would not have wanted to sit on the sidelines." All right, let's get into some sports news. This is sad. If you watch The Voice, you may recognize this face. A former Voice contestant, Dylan Carter, killed in a car crash at the very young age of 24. He was in season 24 back in 2023. Very gifted singer. They said he frequently entertained the community with his performances in the area of South Carolina. His kindness and charm earning his immense respect. His absence will be deeply felt. Reports indicate he died in a Saturday night crash in the Colleton, I think it is, Colleton County area, South Carolina. He co-founded The Local Voice, a nonprofit that supports women with breast cancer and their families. He continued to sing after The Voice, has music, by the way, on both Spotify and Apple Music, and he was a realtor, owned a campground, according to his website. Very sad news. Again, his car went off the side of the road, hit a curb, a utility pole, a fence, before that car overturned. Again, dying at such a very young age. Dylan Carter, rest in peace. Okay, in other music news, are you a fan of Shabuzi? You know, Good News. He's known pretty much for the bar song. That's the one I know him for the most. Grammy Award winner, now coming to our area. He'll be at the Factory in the fall of this year. Tickets will go on sale this Friday. Here comes the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and all that. You know that song. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Shabuzi coming to town. Hopefully you'll get a chance to see him in person in Chesterfield. Okay, McDonald's jumping on board. That's Shabuzi. I call this bougie. Look at these drinks that they have, launching fancier drinks to compete with other fast food chains. Yesterday, they launched 6 crafted beverages, and they are joining other chains like KFC, Wendy's, Taco Bell that have elevated their drinks in order to lure the customers away from rivals like Starbucks and Dutch Brothers. So they said yesterday they will be launching those on May 6th, okay? You can try these 6 new specialty drinks made to match every mood and every moment. McDonald's doing all they can to bring you back. All right, in sports news, Cardinals. This was a huge win for the Cardinals. 11 runs. You got to love that. How about this? I love when I'm able to give you good news about the Cardinals. 11-7 over the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's the same two teams. First pitch at 5:40 this evening. And in the National Day of Calendar, love this. Ready for the blooms from all the rain. National Peace Rose Day, National Zipper Day, National Shrimp Scampi Day. We should have a little Foodie Friday with some shrimp scampi, evidently. Stop Food Waste Day. I love that as well. Speaking of food, our Foodie Friday this Friday is with Oak and Front, and it is just before we go there next week for our show that we're doing on location, where we'll be showcasing all the expansion that they have, their new food menu items, all their drinks, and I hope you are a part of their wine club. We're talking about whether or not we're going to be able to open it up beyond the wine membership, because that pretty much packs the place. But she was mentioning, Tanya and Brian were mentioning, that if it's a nice day, they might be able to have our audience come out on the patio and maybe mingle in with the idea of joining their wine club in the future. So next week at 5 o'clock on Tuesday, we will be there on May 5th. But before we do that, we are going to cook it up in the kitchen on a Foodie Friday with Oak and Front. So that's this week's featured guest. We are going to take our break. Today's guest is Trisha Rhodes with Exist Stretch. And today, truly a show that I think is going to impact each and every one of you, because at some point we have experienced pain and trauma. Even if we hurt ourselves as a little kid, what did that do to our body? What do we need to do to try to eliminate that pain and trauma? We'll talk about that when we return. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer?
So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@therealmonicaadams.com.
Welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, we always ask you to share this live stream. Again, if you're running off to work, come back to the show, maybe around lunchtime or later into the evening, or even catching up on some of the shows over the weekend. But then share it with your friends and family. Today's show, I really do believe will impact so many of you. We're going to talk about pain and trauma, and we're doing so with Trisha Rhodes, who is with Exist Stretch. You've been seeing her on our show for the last few weeks. Exist Stretch, once again, 2 locations in our area, one of them in Arnold and one of them in the St. Louis Hills area. Many of you have been asking me, which one is Trisha at? Well, except for Friday, she's one at the one in St. Louis Hills, which again is on Hampton. But on Friday, that's where I got a chance to see her last Friday at the Arnold location, which is inside of Exist Fitness. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you as well.
It was really eye-opening. I had clients on Saturday morning, and immediately I said, you have to get in there. And they're like, okay, you're like freaking out. And I said, no, I've only even been one time, which is nuts. And a lot of you, if you haven't been in yet, you go that very first time and you'll have the same experience where you're like, wow, these changes are just in one session. Just imagine if I go on a regular basis. So yeah, you're looking at some of the footage that we took of the location in Arnold. So you're there, Trisha, on Fridays, right?
Yes.
Every Friday?
Yes.
So one of the things we do know, though, a lot of you have been calling and setting up your appointments, and thank you, by the way, and thank you for writing me and telling me, Trisha's awesome. I don't want to say that the other ones are not. I've gotten to know Trisha, but you also have Claire and Tim.
And just now we have a new Justin. He just arrived this week.
Justin just arrived.
Justin just
Breaking
arrived.
news. Okay, so Justin, Tim, Claire, and Trisha. Again, all fabulous. They wouldn't have someone that isn't amazing, but a lot of the people are like, can I get into Trisha? I said, I don't know. You better hurry up because her schedule's booking up quickly. So again, if you have not been, the first stretch is free, giving you an opportunity to understand this is what can happen for you. And then from there are multiple packages. Did you say most people would say that they get the package that has twice a month?
Yeah, on average, I think it's split between the 2 and the 4.
2 and the 4.
Initially, when you come, they're blown away with what just happened, and it immediately from the table, you have some that just know in their schedule, okay, 2, and then others that could use more. They'll absolutely get the 4.
And so there were a lot of you that have said, I'm so glad that you mentioned that we could turn it into a 60-minute instead of 2 30 minutes. My schedule gets crazy. Or if you don't use it, that it rolls into the next month. And then they'll tell you, hey, you've got some leftovers. Oh, good. That's always happy to hear.
Yeah. And then actually just happened. Somebody had missed a week and they're like, can I do an hour next week? I'm like, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay. So I had a chance to finally go in. We want to get my husband in as well because I was telling Trisha, he's had 3 knee surgeries. He has an issue with believing, I think he has a tear in his shoulder. So that's pain, that's trauma, that's scar tissue, that's arthritis, when there's so many multiple levels. So I wanted to walk you through my own experience. So this is me and Trisha last Friday.
I'm dying to hear this, and I was there.
So we're going to go through and look at this. That's the beginning. Look how tight you tell me actually, what's tight there?
Your hamstring. As soon as you grab the heel and we go, this is my attempt to get to know you, get to know your muscle, kind of get a feel for, as you were saying, even trauma in itself, how you relax. And that is the key to trauma for me. And that small conversation and having to feel your leg. Immediately, it's just a small pressure that I'm pushing and your body just stops, like a dead stop. And
then are you looking at problems with hip flexor, psoas?
Everything. I mean, most of everything. I mean, let's take it back to even last week when you were saying that yoga, like your psoas, your hip is pretty much the entire package of where all your emotions are.
Yeah.
So that's why we do hip openers, because it releases that emotion. And
I told her that many times, especially on my right side, I would do different exercises or just day-to-day life, and I would go, "Oh my gosh, I think it's going to pull." It's scary.
Oh no, it's absolute. I'm pretty much can attest to that as well. But most of the time, you got to understand when I do it myself. It's one way when then somebody else is doing it for you because you're in it. You are not relaxing. You are just stretching because that's what you're going to do. Like every day, brushing your hair, getting ready. You're just in it to win it. Like that's just what you're doing. But when I'm there, I'm helping you. You're relaxing. You get to experience the movements without having to think about it.
Right. And then we're going to go a little bit deeper into this as we got deeper into our stretches, where people have asked me, okay, well, wait, what's the difference between me stretching myself and then professional assisted stretching?
There's so much involved in that, but I think the most of it, like I just said, it's putting your shirt on, putting your shoes on. Are you really experiencing the motion? No, you have to get to work. You have to do this. You have to do it. Absolutely. Your brain is not connected to the movements that you are doing.
Okay.
And that is what we are doing when we are stretching you, because you don't have to think about it. What you're thinking about, the movements in itself and somebody holding on to you. I experienced that as well. That's why I think I got so much out of it when it first happened to me. My stretch therapist was like, you can let go. I'm like, I am. I wasn't until you honestly get into that state of mind and then you do. And that's where the floodgates open of emotion, of holding all that trauma. And you just think you're stretching your muscle. The muscle itself holds, the fascia holds all of that. And when it finally happens and you get to relax,
It's amazing.
the stretch, it's welcoming relaxation.
Relaxation. And I have to thank my husband, by the way. Jim, thank you for coming and shooting the footage for us. He witnessed it, and you kept looking over here and smiling like, did you see?
Did you just see that? And
how we started and then where it went?
it was the one time it was like, okay, we do a hip opener and then this is the like stage 1. And then we do a little bit more and then we get into the glutes, that like stage 2. And then by stage 3, he's talking to you, you're talking to him, everyone's relaxed. And I'm like, does anyone see this? And then he like jumps and grabs the phone.
Yeah, you're like, please document this because her leg went from here to here to here.
All the way up.
If you're just tuning in, what are we talking about? We're talking about assisted stretching by a pro, FST certified, which is a very big deal, by the way, folks. And that is what you'll get with Trisha and Justin and Claire and Tim at Exist Stretch. So yes, I went in. So I told her, and this is what she'll do. She'll talk with you, ask you your background, what kind of injuries, do you have anything that a doctor's told you to stay away from? Are you working with a physical therapist, a chiropractor? Because if so, she'll work hand in hand with you. I had all of this happen to me, and I believe that the body has been hanging on to the trauma from this. We just found these pictures. I was hoping we would show these from... Holy crap.
What happened?
This was from the car accident.
Okay.
So when the car accident happened, I was at Channel 5 at the time. And I took a picture because I knew everyone was going to be like, well, where is she? Why is she?
Yeah.
I knew I was not going to probably be able to go back as quickly as I wanted to. I will say with my boss, I wanted to get back faster, but they were like, you can't. It was very smart of them to tell me not to return too early. We all want to get back to work. We want to get back to our, our sports, whatever. What I didn't realize is just how bad the concussion was.
Okay.
When I went back, and for any of you that watched back then, it was about 3 months that I was off work. When I went back, we have robotic cameras, right? So the cameras will all of a sudden turn. Oh. You understand where I'm going with this?
Yes.
So you're reading off of the teleprompter, and then you don't know when it's going to go into what's called a voiceover, go into the footage or the video, and then you have to turn really quick and continue to read because that camera spins itself to get back into its next direction. No, but I was extremely nauseous and dizzy because my head would go and turn. See, even now sometimes it would go to turn to go to the next camera. And it's just these simple movements from the occipital area, which is what we're going to get into of what you felt. But it was looking at a camera here to go to a camera here. Many times, though, that camera was out of place and you would have to switch all the way over to here. And my eyes would try to focus. I didn't realize that it was actually in my eyes as well as in here. The tension in here would affect so many things. So I went to physical therapy. I went to vestibular therapy. And that woman was so intelligent that she right away said, I want you to go to the physician at Center for Vision over in Des Peres. And I was like, vision? And she goes, I think it's in your eyes. And I'm like, no, I have a concussion. And she's like, I know, but Monica, it's all related.
Yeah.
But I had no idea. So I have to act, well, I should probably wear them more often, but I have prism glasses.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm like, oh, this was life-changing. I didn't want to wear them on the air.
No, yeah.
Now it's funny because I put glasses on all the time, but these are more for readers. So yes, it impacted me greatly and unfortunately still does. So for those of you that have a concussion, I see you. I hear you. I know your pain. There is a book called The Ghost in My Head, and it's because no one understands, because you can't see the physical pain that you are experiencing inside, like a ghost. So you get all those things that I went through.
Yeah, like even I sports related,
Yep.
not so much as the trauma that you had help, but that's why it's such a mystery as far as protecting our athletes. Ex-soccer player, we had it all the time.
Yes.
I fell, I slammed to the ground several times. Back there, they're like, "Oh, shake it off, shake it off. You're
Throw some
fine."
dirt on it.
I'm like, I can't even see straight, but I'm running, and I don't sometimes didn't even know how I got there or anything. Now today, they're very conscious of it as far as protecting the athletes because of that same reason.
Well, and lawsuits that have been like
Oh,
rampant.
just even trying to coaches even say, you're fine. We'll deal with it later. We need you and all of that. But the next day, every day, there's things happening. You don't know what it is because there are no physical scars.
Right.
There's nothing that you can put a cast on. There's nothing that you can rest, but because you're feeling all of this.
I will say I'm
scary.
so happy. It is scary,
Yeah.
and it's scary the long-term effects of it, by the way. Feel free, by the way, to ask any questions of Trisha while you have her. That's why I love to have our live audience. If not, do a little hashtag replay and ask the questions after. I'll make sure that Trisha gets those when you watch this after. But it is absolutely scary. It's also the mindset. Again, I played soccer. I was goalie, and I dove one time, slammed my head into the goalpost. I also came down with my elbow, rammed it into my rib, and was spitting up blood, and asked my teammates, don't tell the coach, don't take me out.
Absolutely.
Right? But it's the mindset that's putting, I'm like, I want to play, and we've got penalty kicks coming up, and this is where I shine.
Yeah.
I played the game probably with a
Yeah.
punctured lung.
Yeah.
It's crazy what we do to ourselves, the competitive nature that we have. But I will say, and I know there's some people that'll be like, oh, the kids now, they're soft. Well, I don't know. You might say that, but I also think it might be smarter that they're not doing these things to their body early on.
Oh yeah. I can imagine the times that, again, love soccer. We're not talking
So do
bad
I. I
about
miss
it. But how many times do girls collide, men collide with their heads, like bam, and still go on? I don't even know where to go.
Well, and I have a friend who, same thing. She went up, I don't know if we were in high school or college, went up for a ball, slammed
That's
into
it,
it,
yeah.
went down.
All the time.
And it's like, I mean, you see them crack their heads. I don't care what the sport is. There are so many, but the thing we're talking about today is what happens in the instant. Then maybe you go after the season, right? Because you deal with it during the season. And then postseason, you're
It's that fight or flight.
Yep.
It's kind of like your body like completely compresses everything. You shake it off. You continue with your everyday, and then it could be sudden, waking up, or you're at a movie, or you're
And you're like, where'd this come from?
and you don't know what it is because the initial impact was long ago,
Right.
but your body holds on to all of that trauma.
So let me ask this. As you are, again, just tuning in, we're talking with Trisha Rhodes, and so many levels of pain and trauma. If somebody's in the actual injury, because I'm thinking of somebody that had written in saying, maybe I need to wait a little bit and then come in to see Trisha because I'm in the pain right now. You were telling me a story about a person who was it MS? Okay, a person who came in, they were tightening up and they're very scared. Let's say that we have the current injury. I get it. You're going to lay down on the table and you're thinking, I don't know how to let go because there's all this pain and trauma that's either new, fresh, or I've been holding on to it for years. How do you get them to release?
It all stems back, I think, from emotional touch in general. I said, for anyone that's on my table, I'm very compassionate with everyone that's there.
Agreed.
One reason is because of empathy of myself being them. No matter what you're going through, it could be a horrible disease, work, life, emotions, past childhood traumas, sports. Not saying I had all of it, but I will say I can completely understand. And I still hold trauma to this day because I still work on that as I'm on the table for me to get to that relaxed state. There's probably all old trauma that I still probably haven't got really released. So I get it. So my emotion is with you. I truly care about every person that sees me. I'm sure all my coworkers are the same. Because all we want to do is help and get you relaxed. So the first thing I do is get to know you as a person. Bring me into your world. Let me know. I hold everything secret. Don't worry about that. Yep. But we are there to help you. So the one thing I want to do is relax and talk to you and get to know you and just kind of get to know everyday thing. Make you understand that I'm with you. I feel you. I hear you. Yep. And the one thing that happens in a lot of moves that we do on the table, it's purely trust. We do have straps that hold you on, but
you're not moving, Monica.
No, exactly. I even had it last night. I had a gentleman, very large individual as far as how long our table is. He fit from top to bottom, and I have a really good conversation with him, but. Only one leg was strapped in, and I am giving him what we call a sweet roll, and I'm bringing him towards me. So he's towards the edge, and I have him. And he's like, "This is trust, Trisha. This is trust. This is pure trust." And I'm like,
"It is because you feel like you're going to fall off the table."
And I'm like, "I got you. If you go, I go. So we're good." And yeah,
she does. They do. Let me just say, in general, they do. But what you're going through for her and for you, once you get in there, it is massive trust. And the very first session is, all right, can I trust you? Okay, I understand you got into this industry because you want to help heal me. Let go. I've learned over the years from massage, Monica, let go. Monica, trust me.
Yeah.
You're going to get so much more out of it if you do release and let go. And I understand that there's a lot of trauma there. We're going to take a break. Again, I'm going to look at comments. Any questions or comments that you have, any injury that you have, do you have questions about it for Trisha? If so, drop them in the comments and we'll get to those as well. Pain and trauma, holding on to it from a physical, mental, and a spiritual state. It all happens on the table. We'll explain when we return.
Be more positive. Yep. You know, the world, and I'm spreading positivity with my air fresheners. So
you and I both,
yes.
Sir. Sadly, I wasn't aware of the Monica Adams show until recently, and was I missing out?
I'm definitely going to turn this on in the mornings on our TV.
She's helping people to understand their value. She's helping women to transform their lives.
From the minute that I felt just really comfortable and at home here.
You are always a ray of sunshine and positivity.
Thank you for what you do. I love this whole thing that you're doing.
It's good news. It's great news. It's uplifting and empowering.
But you were engaged, and I love that. So thank you so much.
You know, we're talking about trusting people, and once you get on Trisha's table, or anyone that exists, they are going to work with you, but it's what you do afterwards that I think is so very important, right? So if they're with you for 30 minutes, you have 23 and a half other hours in a day. If you are with them for an hour, it's 23 hours. Do you rest? Do you hydrate? Are you eating properly? Are you taking care of yourself? That's the important side. And what I would love for you to do is to get in, to exist, and then continue that with one of these. I swear, I am 99.9% sure that Jim finally is going to agree with me and say, all right, Trisha's going to make sure that this happens.
I have a plan.
I have a plan. This is Spas and More. Master Spas, by the way. They have the most incredible spas, and I am super excited that one of my dear friends went in. She said that they're coming to assess their deck and then be able to see where they should put there. So I want all of you, please support those that support us. Isn't that cool, Trisha? Oh. That is the hot tub I want right there that's underneath there. That's a Covana, by the way. That's this cool thing that you touch a button and then the cover just raises up in the air and then drops back down. So you can actually add that to any hot tub. But they also have the Michael Phelps swim spas. So you want to stay in shape. You want to get into a sauna. You want a cold plunge. Spas and more, they have it all. And I can't wait to sit down and talk with Angie a little bit more in depth about the one that we want. SpasandMoreSTL.com is the website. Find yours at Spas and More STL. Better yet, get into the showroom. That way you can really feel. You can probably even grab a swimsuit and say, can I get in? I want to experience all the jets. They are in Sunset Hills. So shout out to Spas and More. Thanks for being a part of the show. So you have a plan. This is Trisha Rhodes, by the way. She is one of the head stretch therapists at Exist Stretch. And we're talking about pain and trauma today. Again, concussion is really what I'm focusing on from myself. But I want to know, do you have any questions about the injuries that you've been hanging on to? Any questions of, hey, Trisha, can your stretching help this? Drop that into the comments for us. Okay, so what's your plan? Master plan. I can see it going like this.
Well, you know how everything happens for a reason. So when you stretch, the therapeutic of having the spa
helps it continue,
right?
my,
yeah, absolutely. Everything helps. So not just one thing, it's everything. So like we said, massage, yoga.
Yeah.
Hot tubs.
Hot tub. He saw it happen. We stayed at the Four Seasons downtown after the emceeing event this past weekend, and I was so excited to get into the pool, and I'm like, come on, over into the hot tub. So as soon as I got into the hot tub, it was this area that we're going to show you in just a second, where I was like, oh, I need a jet that will get into my neck. Can you, again, he witnessed it firsthand of you saying, I think you were like, oh, you poor baby.
When I got to your shoulders, we do a sidelining series of like stretches. So first, our hands are magnets. Our hands are healers. So once we put on the joint, we warm it up, and I just adhered to it and started to rotate. And as I did, the amount of fascia that was breaking up, and it was like a fireworks explosion. I just looked at you. I was like, oh, you poor thing.
And immediately I looked over at Jim and I said,
see,
thank you.
This is what I've been dealing with. And I was like, oh, heavens.
On a daily basis for at least 4 years now. I was trying to remember how long ago the injury was. But that's not, I keep going back to the car accident, but you're talking about that mixed in with all my years of playing sports.
Yes.
All the trauma, everything that's taken place beyond that accident. It's everything that you're holding on to. And then when you get on the table with her, she's feeling all of that. And then what she's trying to do, or is doing, not trying to do, she is breaking that all down.
Absolutely. The fascia hardens with everything being what we just said. And you are a go-getter. You are every day putting everything behind, and that I can do that later. I can do that later because this is what I need to do now. And probably from the accident, you are had that time, but then wanting to get back in the game, and if you could, you would, and nothing would hold you back. But so we bury everything. And a lot of times it could be just something that you can't get to. That's trauma. Something that happens in your relationships. That's trauma. Everything trumps that. And you always, everyone puts themselves second. Yep. And then it can happen like I just had my hands on your shoulder and I'm like, let's list the things that this is all being trapped in here. Yeah, I'm so sorry.
See, she's still saying that. But okay, you're saying I'm so sorry. I have to say thank you because I felt later that day, holy cow, release. It is not going to fix it one time on a table.
We are just softening the pain.
Yes.
But that's when somebody gets on the table first, I don't want you to blindly think, oh, one and done. Yep, this is something that it takes time. And even if you get to that pinnacle where you're like, oh, I just feel amazing. Every day you are dealing with something and your body will stress and hold that. So it's something that it's a continual thing that you're going to do. I can attest to this, that when I went to training and I had it, I know I'm still holding on trauma, but the release of what happened was, I told my boss, she says to this day how I just was like, this is voodoo. I've never felt this way before. And I do this for a living. But now, I mean, with every day, it's like I I still need it. I still need it every
course.
at least once a week.
Well, and again, you're looking all the things that will take place because of the training that they have. She's an athlete. She was a personal trainer. Again, you get the mentality of type A personality. Go, go, go. We can do this. We got this. We got it all.
I'll fit you in. Let's go.
Yep, absolutely. But you have to take care of yourself. And I told Trisha that. She mentioned the dance that takes place, and I experienced that. It's like this tango, beautiful as she's going through. She's protecting her own body, making sure that she's not getting, twerking her body in a way that's going to end up hurting her. But it is all these levels of, we got to stay with this a little bit more. One of my clients asked, okay, so is it everyone that she has on the table, it's all the same, or is she specifically targeting an area that I have?
Your body, let's put it like you said, the dance. Your dancing partners, how you can lead them into a specific, some people can, some people can't. Same thing on the table. You tell me what I can do to you. I'll try to guide you, but your body is telling me what is wrong with you.
Well, and if we stay with that video for a second, Zach, this is one of the areas that was wrong with me. She right away said, this is not going to go very far today.
Usually when I get to this point in the stretch, I hold your heel, I look at you, I'm like, this might hurt. And
it didn't.
And no. And a lot of times I'll get to there and I'm like, I just want to warn you, this is where most people feel it because one, we're directly in that trauma area. And this is where most people feel it. One, it's tight. Or two, I hear, oh my God, that feels so amazing.
It did. But again, and this was one of the areas besides my head, where my concussion was. Those are my areas where I'm probably always like, oh, please let it not be worse than it already is. This is an area where I've known this is really, really tight. And there have been times where I feel I'm about ready to pull it. And then you're down for the count. And then you're down for however long.
Yeah.
No, I felt so much better throughout the rest of the day. In my head, I couldn't wait to say, I'm coming back in. But that is a discussion that Trisha and I had. When is the next time that I come in? I have a lineup of wanting to start really taking care of me. You just mentioned we all put ourselves on the back burner,
Absolutely.
right? We take care of everybody else but ourselves. But I stressed to Trisha, if I'm going to do this, I'm all in. I'm going to give you everything that you're asking me to do. I'm going to do my workouts in a different way. I'm not going to be putting my body through the pain, right, anymore. I'm so used to lifting. Now I want to do more Pilates. I want to do more yoga. I want to do more bar training. Yes, I still want to lift, but it's going to be different.
More
than the way I do.
centering. You
Yes.
need more centering,
Yes.
more of the breath and more of understanding your body mechanics.
You have to, because again, otherwise you're just putting yourself right back into the trauma again. And today we're talking about trauma in many ways. Not only as we're talking about physical, but as you know, you've had people release emotions that they have, and you look over and go, oh, why are they crying? All of these, and it talks about armor in that particular slide. Armor that you put on, right? And you wear it proudly, but you're covering things up.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, me here. Yeah.
She's raised her hand.
It's not a silent killer, but it's a killer of your peace of mind, really. And it's, again, you can't put a cast on it. You can't put it in a sling. It's just it's something that you go through and you just dismiss until you can't dismiss it anymore. And those people I see all the time, you're like, it's right here. I can never get to it. And it's just going to be like that forever. I was like, no, you just got to see me on a regular basis. It's work. What are they doing with you at work that you come in here and you have this tin shoulder, that I have to kind of break up that fascia. Once I get it, I get so excited because when I'm in it, I feel like I'm like trying to feel concrete. And as I'm in that, and as we go and the circular motions and we give a little more traction, that's when I feel, and that's what I felt you, and I'm pulling and feeling the fascia start to break up. It's a feeling that if you knew what you knew, it's very rewarding in our aspects because I know that I'm healing you, and I would like to. Oh goodness gracious, yeah, that's it.
This was the area.
Yeah.
And I knew that. I couldn't wait. I of course I'm in my head going in knowing exactly what my biggest problem area is, and it's.
And you'll notice in that area, I'd say 9 times out of 10 when someone gets in that area, they are still tense when they do it.
Sure.
So I can feel your traps. I can feel like your rhomboids, like on my left hand on that side. You know, and the more I'm talking, the more I'm trying to get you to stop taking control. I'm a control freak as well. It's hard for me to not go with them. So like when you would see me go one way, I would go the other way because I'm trying to break your cycle when people are trying to move with me.
Sure.
And then that's when the release of the fascia will happen, and it's a beautiful, it's a beautiful feeling.
It is a beautiful thing. And then, of course, the question probably for a lot of people is, okay, so I'm feeling better. How long is that going to last? Where I don't want to go back into my old ways.
Well, you're going to go back into the fire, or you're going to relax yourself. So that's a lot of people. I have 2 particular clients that come that have high stressful jobs. Yeah. Most of them, sorry, it's in the accounting industry. What they just went through, and you're going to go back tomorrow to a high pressure job that you're sitting at just like this all day long, tension and screaming and deadlines and people this. And then they come in, and then the next week it's the same.
Well,
same
and we
issue.
just we said it all has to do also with what are you doing? You're going back to that, or you're going back to a desk job, or I'm thinking about our first responders. You're putting on all that equipment, ladies. Your big diaper bags you're carrying around with your kids, or your purses, or I have my computer bag that's heavily weighing down. I told her, I'm like, okay, maybe I need to switch to my left side. Maybe I need to make sure, maybe I need to lighten the load, or maybe I need to have the cart that was bought for me and actually use it. Right? It's all those things.
I literally, here's another one, at Target, just for me, quickly, stressed, have to get a couple of things within this 20-minute period and leaving. I go into the area, the paper towels, all the way in back. Mother, child, baby crying in the cart, the child wanting something on the ground, and I'm looking at her going, the trauma.
You can see it all.
I was
happening.
like, here's my card.
Exactly. Very smart, by the way.
That is simply every day that you would put away and not even think that is trauma, but it is, because it's stress and you're just trying to get what you need to do on a daily basis and leave. And I'm sure having to do more things, and it's just like, can I help you?
Well, and the thing is, you just brought up a great point that people, if you were to ask them, are you in a stress-filled, trauma-filled relationship, job, etc.? No, it's because they become immune to it. It is all they knew until that is broken, and then it gets fixed by them. So again, we're talking about pain and trauma today. We're going to take a quick break. We'll have more. Again, if you have any aha moments, any questions or comments, drop them in for us. I did a little hashtag concussion recovery, because for those who have concussions, I want you to share this with them. We keep asking you to share all of these shows. If you know anybody that's in pain right now, this is an aha moment for them of how their life can change. On the table at Exist Stretch. So don't go anywhere. And my Parkinson's, but I am helping it subside. I'm helping him feel better.
Oh, definitely.
Not only in the moment, but sometimes for the next day, or maybe even a couple days. And that's why he keeps coming back. If it didn't feel good, you wouldn't come back.
No. Yeah, I look forward to it.
She said he won't have tremors when he's on the table, and I don't know why that happens, but she'll tell me he doesn't tremor when he's on the table. So for whatever release is in his body for that period of time, it's been very beneficial.
So you just find yourself being able to calm and be in the moment?
Exactly. I'm more relaxed and calm.
Welcome back to the Real Monica Adams Show. If you're just tuning in, once again, we are joined by Trisha Rhodes from Exist Stretch. Again, if you don't know the locations, we'll give them to you right now. 5605 Hampton. That's in the St. Louis Hills area. So for those of you that might live in the city, or if you're coming over from the Illinois area and you're wondering, what's the best location for me? Well, maybe it's that one. Or if you're in South County, West County, etc., you can go to the one that's inside of Exist Fitness in Arnold, which is off of Vogel Road. The most important thing is get in. If you've been waiting, I don't know why, by the way, because the first stretch is free. So what do you have to lose? Then they have, yes, thank you. They have the Hero program. So for those of you that know, are involved with, married to, have a child, etc., you want to take care of them because every day they take care of us. The Hero program is for our first responders, and they have special package pricing for them, by the way. You can call or you can stop in and say, I want to take care of someone that I love that takes care of all of us. We have Mother's Day right around the corner, by the way. We have Father's Day right around the corner, birthdays, anniversaries. When you're thinking of something unique to get them, go in and get a gift card and say, hey, I just want to get this started. We mentioned that last time. I want to get this started for them, and then let them take it from there. So if you're just tuning in our last 10 minutes of the show, please go back and watch the beginning because I think you'll get some aha moments of how life has changed. I've been showing you some of the videos of my first experience, and mind you, that is not me doing, as we just said, a one and done. No way. When you feel the way you feel, you want to jump right back in there, though. So yes, look. You saw it before. My leg was barely
That's
going
what you're
up.
telling your husband. I'm like, watch this.
Look it. I feel like Gumby. It was amazing to experience in 30 minutes. You all saw it before. And again, if you're just tuning in and you didn't, you need to go back to see where it was. And so you might all go, oh, is that like voodoo? Like Tricia said? Or is that you guys acting? No, she truly could not push my leg any more than that.
Yeah, and it can be subtle, but even a gentleman last night, I saw him sometime in December, and he did his first assessment, and I was like, okay, the holidays, after the holidays he came back, he called yesterday, can I get in? I'm experiencing very high lower back pain. I'm like, absolutely, I can fit you in. At this time, he came in, same thing happened. Hamstring locked, boom. And I'm like, okay, now I understand where your back pain is coming.
Yes.
And then round 2, did the series of stretches, came back, I'm like, you're a little bit better. And then by the third time he was up there and he's like, wow. And I was like, and he's like, I already can feel the release of the tension that was happening right there. And I'm like, okay, let it sit. Don't go crazy, but be mindful of what you're doing and knowing I saw you in December. It is now like the end of April. That's
too long.
Yeah, absolutely. I said, he's like, it happened. It just felt like it happened overnight. I'm like, well, 4 months, it's not really overnight, but.
No, and that's why they have different packages where, again, we all get how busy our lives are. And she and I even said, okay, when should I come in? She's like, well, we'll get this set up. I said, well, I asked her, should I do twice a month?
Yeah, you were saying something like future. I was like, no, like next Friday.
Yep. Okay, so there you go. There's the answer. Because there's so much that I've been hanging on to. When you start to release the physical trauma, watch what happens to your life. You get more clarity. You have more of a centering balance like we're talking about.
Sleep's better.
Sleep is better. Yes, things just start coming together, and then you realize, okay, I'm not going to do the blame game anymore. This is where I get the spiritual side into the play. If you have pain that you've hung on to, or you've been in an accident, or there's trauma in a relationship, and you're just stress, you start questioning things. Or if you are faith-based, you might start turning away from your faith. Why is God making me go through this?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the physical, the mental, the spiritual side, we told you we were going to pull all in together today. You start to release that, suddenly the life feels balanced again, which is what we're looking for. So a lot of it is getting the time to be put in this. I told Tricia what I'm going to start doing is putting Monica time. And that is either this is when I'm going to a massage, this is when I'm going to go get stretched, this is when I'm going to the gym, and I'm not going to go, oh, shoot, never mind, I got to go home. I'll work out in the basement. No, nothing wrong with the gym we have in the basement, but it's not the same as me getting into the gym and being able to have my time that I want. So let's talk about this. Releasing stored trauma, calming the nervous system. We have not touched on that, by the way. We have been talking about the mind-body connection and trauma-informed care. All of these clues offering insight into what you've been through and what still needs the care.
Well, the one thing I want to harp on is how everything that's out there as far as massage, yoga, physical therapy that you're going through. The one thing about Exist Stretch, and I can't speak for any other company, but we make it so easy for you that when you're on the table, you're just in comfortable clothes. It's not the whole production of, well, I don't want to go there because I have to take my clothes off. I have to get into this. The whole production of getting in there and calming. It's really simple. We're friendly. I'm easy to talk to, but you can
She
come in.
becomes your counselor.
Yes, but you come in and it's just really, and the atmosphere is there. It's just, you pop in, you just take your shoes off, and then you get stretched, put your shoes on, and you can continue with your everyday thing. It's just something that is so easy for you to do, to not think about it for 30 minutes, spend time on yourself, get in touch with what you're feeling, and then go on and
then go on with your day and have a better day, by the way. So as we talk about the trauma-informed care, so FST, which we've been mentioning for a while now, often used in combination with other therapeutic approaches. So somatic therapy, what's that?
Okay, it's basically, it's that the breath and like having that release of like your psychologist or how you're working through that therapist, and it's breaking through that release of that trauma that you're feeling, that that we don't even know that we have sometimes. You don't probably are aware of all that you have because it's out of sight, out of mind. It happened, and it's the next day. You really keep it all bottled up until I don't even remember when I was 5, and and then
why is this coming up
now? Why is it coming back now?
Right,
but it does
That's
happen.
True. Yeah. So again, the mind-body connection, the nervous system calming down, and the amount of things, we talk about this a lot on Medical Mondays and on Wellness Wednesdays, the amount of stress that happens in people's lives and what happens, the multiple layers of things that happen to you. You put on weight, you're not sleeping, you turn to addiction, all these things because the body is not operating the way it's supposed to. It's amazing the levels of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and it's anywhere in your body. So it could be something as simple as that shoulder and the trauma that you've held from that accident, but it could be like something through your knee or your foot. And I mean, think of yourself right now, if you're in your car at your work or you're just at home and you're sitting there and you have some sort of pain, and you're thinking, is it there because I've been sitting too long, or is it there because I this or that or whatever? And it could be simple of a relationship that you've had, and that's where the pain is being stored.
Yeah.
So, and you won't know until you get stretched, people.
That's it. We're dropping the mic on that, by the way. So again, trauma can cause this fascia to harden, dehydrate, and tighten, and it holds the physical and emotional stress in the body. FST will help that. So before we wrap up, I can't wait until my knee heals so I can get back to stretching. Richard, I'm so glad. We talked about Richard, and I said he has been dealing with his back pain for so long, but he went in for his first, and then he went in to have his knee surgery, so he can't wait to get back. But after someone goes through surgery, it's working hand in hand with the doctor, the
Absolutely,
PT, and
yeah.
you. Yeah. Anne, good morning. I went in for my first stretch last night. I have another appointment on Saturday. Oh, that's good. That's close together. Good.
Yeah.
She said, I have very tight hamstrings. And her comment is?
You are tight everywhere.
It's not just your hamstrings. Thank you both for everything you do for all of us. Have a great day. The 3 main muscles in my leg between my knee and my hip are full of knots. I take a little gun to beat up the muscles. We're going to talk about that real quick before we wrap up. A lot of people have like the little massage things that they have at home, or they have TENS units, or they have like little trigger point things. You have one that they could do after you're stretching, right?
Yes, and it's more so what I told you when you it's more so of a combination between the percussion, but as well as like a TENS machine. It has the sonic waves that go through. It's hard to describe without you feeling it, but it goes on, and you don't really feel like, oh, that's not, because it doesn't. There's no compression. There's no nothing happening, but it sends out until after the therapy happens. You're like, wow.
Wait, what happened there?
Yeah, the blood comes up to the surface. It literally, you just have to feel it.
You have to experience it. Absolutely.
Really,
so he said he takes a little gun to beat up the muscles. He said beat up the muscles and a deep massage on the muscle. My question is, how long should I rest before I do it again? Right now I'm doing this 3 times a day. Is that too much? Is it not enough? Thoughts on this gun thing?
On the gun thing, I think particularly if you're just having something off the shelf and not having an experience with a doctor telling you, you're just kind of like flying off the seat of your pants, do it. I would not. One thing I do tell when I have clients come in and I'm working through the fascia or trying to feel, I'm like, those knots that you feel are adhesions within the fascia and then within the muscle. The more prolonged that you have it, you're really making the muscle sore, and you'll have people go, gosh, I was so sore the next day. That maybe too much. Even if a massage, you feel it, like if you do a deep tissue, you're kind of like, felt like you got beat up for a couple days.
Yes.
So
which is why you have to hydrate.
Yeah, absolutely. So the same thing, we do it in a gentle, I know it's like, okay, I'm going to leave it there because I don't want you to feel that sort of,
Yeah. You don't want to go back into the pain state.
Absolutely, because that's not that's not the goal of it. But the machine, the apparatus itself, doesn't have that compression.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say once a day.
It's the rapid release gun. So Theragun.
Yep. So again, keep those questions coming in, even though we're wrapping things up. You want to know where they are. Get in for the stretch. You've been hearing her now. A lot of times you need to hear over and over and over again. So we'll give you the 2 locations located in the St. Louis Hills area, again on Hampton, or inside of Exist Fitness, which, as I mentioned, if you're looking for a gym, is unbelievable. I hadn't been in a while, and I'm like, what? You have this, you have that, you have spray tanning? What are you talking about here? Wow. ExistStretch.com, at ExistStretch on social media. Get in for that first free stretch. Sign up online if you want. Follow them on social media, by the way, so you can see all the levels. And then maybe when they're involved in different events, you can get to those as well. So what do you think they need to hear today? 100 Days to Freedom from depression, anger, shame, fear and anxiety, or the 100 Days of Healing?
I trust you.
You trust me? I'm feeling depression because if someone has trauma, they're depressed about it. So we're going to do that. That's how we'll wrap up, and then we'll let you know what's on tap for Thursday and Friday. Tricia, thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
And to all of you, stay tuned. Our devotional next.
What if you could start your day feeling loose, relaxed, and ready? Deep hydrotherapy right in your backyard. Relax with your family or friends, or work out with our Michael Phelps Edition swim spas. Worried about maintenance? We have factory-trained service nearby whenever you need it. Plus, we're here for you long-term if you have any questions or need to refill supplies. You can even test spas at our showrooms. Spas and More, A+ rated, locally owned for 20 years. We put the ah in spa.
Ironic, it's orange. I didn't even remember that. I just knew it's a good one that we haven't read from in a while. Day 36, get a routine. Okay, this is interesting, right? Commit your actions to the Lord and your plans will succeed. Proverbs 16, verse 3. The concept of establishing a routine might make some of us cringe, especially those who are less organized. However, we probably already have several routines in our life and we don't even realize it. Take, for example, how you put together a meal, how we get to work or school, how you clean your house. But for the person experiencing depression, the daily activities of life can look like a mountain that is unpassable. Depression, mental suffering that is anti-routine and unpredictable. Managing the basics becomes a chore, even if we feel we don't have the energy to move. Following a schedule, great way to combat that. Having a plan can help you manage the symptoms that limit your days. And one of the best ways to combat depression is to begin with a simple routine that starts the minute you open your eyes. And it looks like this. Take a moment to be grateful. Set your mind in a direction that recognizes the positive in life. Take a minute to stretch. Yes, right there in the bed. This can help get the blood flowing and wake up some of the muscles. Move to the shower. Use the time to talk to God. Get a pulse for how you're feeling today. Acknowledge it. Set goals for the day. Get dressed. Changing clothes is a sure way to trick ourselves into preparing for the day. That's right. Don't just stay in pajamas all day long. These steps might sound simple. They are, and they're routine, and they will change your life. For the person struggling with depressive symptoms, accomplishing these daily practices can be a large task, and we understand. Don't expect perfection. Start small. Add healthy habits as you go. Be good to yourself. Small progress is still progress. Remember, this book literally said, we didn't even know it, stretch. You do the stretching on your own, and then you complement the stretching that they're doing at Exist. So your prayer today, Lord, you know each day can be difficult for me. Please meet me where I am. Help me to do the next best thing on my journey to health. I know you're with me. That's huge. Believing and trusting. I know you're with me, and you will provide the strength. Amen. That's a good one. I'm glad that one was chosen today.
Great.
Well, tomorrow, Elisa Santangelo. She is from the Doherty Ferry Garden View Care Center location. We're going to talk about the activities. We're going to talk about, the depression side that could settle in when a loved one or us have to go into a facility and you feel like, oh no, I don't want to go into a nursing home, skilled nursing facility, etc. Your mindset is probably from what it was in the past. You would be amazed. It's now like a hotel, resorts, and then the amount of care is what really matters at Garden View Care Centers. 3 locations, by the way, O'Fallon, Chesterfield, and the one in Doherty Ferry. We're going to be showcasing the one at Doherty Ferry tomorrow morning. And then Friday, Dot Fleshman joins us. It's the beginning of May. How have we gotten into May already?
I know.
May 1st, it's Friendship Friday and some real estate talk. So Dot Fleshman in part 1, Oak and Front, and our Foodie Friday in part 2. So a 2-part show coming up for you on Friday. So still a lot to come for the week, and then getting into the month of May. Again, Exist Stretch. Thank you, Trisha Rhodes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching this morning. And now, take care of yourself, get in for that stretch, and let us know how your life changes. God bless you all. Thank you so much. And remember to be kind.
The Real Monica Adams Show is brought to you by Exist Stretch. Stop by for your free consultation and 30-minute introductory stretch today.